My child, I need you to stop what you are doing and receive what I am about to say, because I have been watching for the right moment to speak this to you, and this is it. Not a coincidence that these words found you today. Not an accident that your eyes landed here at this specific point in your life. I brought you to this moment because there is something I need to say directly, something that cannot wait any longer, something that has been building in the unseen through every season of preparation you have walked through without applause, without explanation, without anyone in your life being able to fully account for what you were going through. Your time here is ending soon, and before fear rises in you at those words, hear me finish. I am not speaking of physical death. I am not announcing departure from this earth. What I am announcing is the ending of a season, the closing of a chapter that has been the most refining period of your life, the shutting of a door that was never meant to stay open forever, and the opening of something that you have not yet been able to see from where you have been standing. I am announcing a transition, a divine shift so complete, so thorough, and so precisely timed that when it arrives, you will look back at the season you are leaving and understand with absolute clarity why every piece of it had to happen exactly the way it did. You have been living in preparation, often without applause, often without understanding from the people around you, often without any visible confirmation that what you were enduring was producing anything at all. You prayed, and the silence was complete. You believed, and the evidence was slow. You kept walking when your emotions begged you to stop, and I recorded every step. As it is written in James 1:12, "Blessed is the one who remains steadfast under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life." My child, you have stood the test, not perfectly, but sincerely. Not without tears, but without turning back. And that sincerity, that willingness to keep going when quitting would have been entirely understandable, is why I am speaking to you now about what is coming. I want to speak first about the loneliness, about the specific silence that surrounded you in the season you have been walking through, because I know how it felt. I know what it was like to reach for support and find it absent, to look around at the people who should have been present and discover that presence, when you needed it most, was withdrawn, to carry what you were carrying with no one who fully understood it, and no confirmation from the human dimension that what you were going through was leading anywhere at all. The isolation was not abandonment, my beloved. I need you to receive this with your full spirit. The specific withdrawal of human support that characterized your season was not random. It was not indifference to your pain. It was mine, strategic, deliberate, a precise and intentional removal of every layer of substitute comfort, so that what I was building in you could be built on the only foundation that can carry what is coming. When people were fully available to sustain you, you did not discover the depth of what I had placed in you. When the comfort of their presence was your first reach, you did not have to reach for me with the same urgency, and what I was building required that urgency. It required the specific interior formation that only happens when a person has no other option but to go deep into the place where I live in them and discover that I am actually there. Sometimes I remove the crowd so you can hear my voice without competition. Sometimes I separate the ones who love you from the season you are walking through, not because I want to cause pain, but because what I am producing in you requires conditions that human comfort would interrupt. The hiding season was not punishment, it was protection. I was keeping you hidden until the appointed time, covering you from exposure before the formation was complete, shielding what was being built from the voices that would have weighed in too early and with too little understanding of what I was doing. Type hidden, not forgotten in the comments. My child, I want to walk you through a story you know, but I want you to receive it today in a way you have not received it before, because your life mirrors it more precisely than you may have realized. There was a man named Joseph. He had a dream from me, a vision of greatness, of the specific calling I had placed on his life, of the elevation that was coming. And what followed that dream was not immediate fulfillment. What followed was a pit, then slavery, then false accusation, then prison. Year after year, Joseph waited in that cell. People forgot about him. His brothers had betrayed him. His master's wife had lied about him. Even the cupbearer he helped forgot the promise he made. The silence was complete. The delay was total. The human support was absent. And from every visible perspective, the dream had not only been deferred, it appeared to have been destroyed. But here is what Joseph understood in the interior of his waiting that the people around him could not see from the outside. The pit was not punishment. The prison was not abandonment. It was preparation. Because when Pharaoh finally called for him, Joseph did not need more time to get ready. He had been refined in the dark, shaped in the silence, formed in the hidden season by the specific pressure and the specific waiting that produced in him exactly what the role required. And in one day, I elevated him from the prison to the palace, from forgotten to second in command of an empire, not gradually, not with a long transition period, in one day, because the preparation was complete and the appointed time had arrived. My beloved, your story mirrors this. The delays you have experienced were not denials. The closed doors were not rejections. They were divine protection. I was keeping you hidden until the formation was finished. I was letting the preparation reach completion before I opened the door that corresponds to what the preparation produced. As it is written in Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Those plans were active in the pit. They were active in the prison. They were producing the person the palace requires, even when the palace was completely invisible from where you were standing. The misunderstanding from people around you was part of the test. The mockery, if it came, was a refining fire. The loneliness was an altar where your dependence on me grew deeper than your dependence on people, because that is what the palace requires. Not someone who needs constant human confirmation to keep moving. Not someone whose faith depends on visible evidence to remain steady. Someone who learned, in the hidden season, to be fully held by me when no other holding was available. That is who you became in the waiting, and that is who the next chapter needs you to be. Type "the pit was preparation" in the comments. My child, I want to tell you what is coming, not in abstract terms, not in language that sounds beautiful, but says nothing specific. I want to tell you what the appointed time actually looks like as it arrives. Because the unexpected meeting I am preparing for you is not one thing. It takes different forms for different people. And I want you to recognize it when it reaches you so that you do not miss it by expecting it in the form you imagined, rather than in the form I designed. For some of you it will come through a person, a stranger, or someone who has been on the periphery of your life, will speak words so specific, so precisely timed, so clearly shaped to what you have been carrying in private that you will know I arranged that conversation. Not because the words were eloquent, because they were exact, because they reached the specific interior place where you have been holding something that no one knew to reach for. That conversation will not feel accidental. It will feel like the confirmation you stopped asking for because you did not think it was coming. For others, the unexpected meeting will be a peace that arrives without explanation. You have been carrying weight for so long that the carrying has become normal, has become the baseline of what it feels like to be you. And then, without announcement, without anything in your circumstances changing to account for it, the weight lifts. A peace that passes understanding, as it is written in Philippians 4:7, settles in your spirit and refuses to leave. That is not a mood. That is not a temporary feeling. That is me meeting you in the place you have been waiting for me. For many of you, the unexpected meeting will be a door. A door that has been closed for so long that you stopped standing in front of it. A door you once prayed about and then quietly moved on from because the closing felt permanent. But my timing is not late. It is precise. And when I open the door that carries your name, no opinion, no criticism, no human assessment of your qualifications can shut it. As it is written in Revelation 3:8, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Type "I will know it" when it comes in the comments. My beloved, I want to give you something specific. 3 signs that the transition I am announcing is already beginning to move in your life. Not fabricated indicators. Real, recognizable shifts that tell you the appointed time is not somewhere distant in the future, but is already making itself known in the present. The first sign is a holy restlessness, a quality of unsettledness that is different from anxiety. Anxiety says something is wrong. This restlessness says something is incomplete. You used to be content with where you were, even if it was not ideal because it was familiar. Now something in your spirit cannot settle anymore, cannot pretend, cannot return to living at the level the old season required. That restlessness is not a problem to solve. It is me enlarging your capacity. I am making the old space too small so that you stop trying to stay in it. The second sign is a shifting in your relationships. People from the previous season are moving. Some drifting away quietly, some making exits that feel abrupt. And you may be tempted to pursue what is leaving, to try to maintain what is clearly releasing. My child, do not mourn those departures. I am creating space. I am removing what cannot go where you are going. The relationships that would slow you down, the voices that would talk you out of your obedience, the connections that were appropriate for who you were but cannot accommodate who you are becoming. The space that the departures create is not emptiness. It is room for what is coming. The third sign is a quality of presence you cannot fully explain. A warmth that settles in your chest when you are still. A quietness in your spirit that was not there before. A sense, not dramatic, not overwhelming, just steady and undeniable, that something has shifted. If you feel that warmth right now, that gentle settling in your chest as these words reach you, do not dismiss it. That is not imagination. That is the peace that arrives when the formation is complete and the appointed time is near. My child, pause here for someone whose waiting season has been so long that hope has quietly thinned, who is still in the interior of the hidden season, still in the place where the formation is happening, but the appointed time has not yet arrived. If someone comes to mind right now, someone who needs to hear that the pit is not punishment and the prison is not abandonment, send this to them before we continue. Let this word find them in the middle of what they are carrying. They may not have anyone telling them what I am telling you today. Be the one who sends it. And if this ministry has been carrying the word you needed in this season, sow a seed into it. For the chosen one who is still waiting, who needs to find this word before they decide the delay means denial, visit the link in the description below, or scan the QR code on your screen. Every seed sown in faith becomes the word that reaches someone at their appointed time. My child, I want to speak now about the people who watched you walk through the hidden season and misread what they were seeing. The ones who labeled you, who called your preparation stagnation, who looked at the closed doors and concluded they were closed for the wrong reasons, who watched you endure and decided that the enduring was the destination rather than the path. Some of them spoke with confidence about why you were not advancing. Some positioned themselves as voices of realistic counsel, telling you to lower your expectations, to accept what was available, to stop believing for what seemed too large. Some of them, when your faith refused to shrink to match their assessment, became quietly dismissive. And some went further, adding commentary to conversations you were not part of, building a small narrative about your season that had nothing to do with what was actually happening in the hidden place where I was forming you. My beloved, hear what I am about to say about those voices. They were not seeing what I was seeing. They had access to the surface of your season, the closed doors, the waiting, the absence of visible progress. But they did not have access to the interior. They could not see what was being built in you by the pressure and the silence. They could not measure the specific depth of dependence on me that the isolation was producing. They were evaluating a process they did not have the eyes to understand, and their conclusions reflected the limits of what they could see. And now the appointed time is arriving. What was hidden is becoming visible. What was formed in the dark is expressing itself in the light. As it is written in Proverbs 4:18, the path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. The people who evaluated your process by its surface are going to encounter its fruit. The ones who called the pit your destination will watch you walk out of it. The ones who said the doors were closed permanently will see the door open that carries your name. The ones who turned the volume down on what I had placed in you will encounter what I placed at full expression. You are not required to manage that accounting. What I am asking of you is simply to walk into what is opening, to receive the unexpected meeting without shrinking, to step through the door without stopping to check whether the people who said it was permanently closed are watching. Their watching is their own reckoning. Your walking is your calling. Type "they will see what God was building" in the comments. My child, I want to speak to something that has been true about you for much longer than the waiting season. Something that was true before you had language for it. Before you understood calling or purpose or what I was doing in your life. You always felt different. Even before the theological frameworks. Even before the language of chosen or purpose. There was something, a sense that you did not quite fit. A knowing that the surface level of what the people around you seemed satisfied with was not what you were made for. An inability to settle for less that you could not explain and could not silence, no matter how many times the people around you suggested that what you were sensing was unrealistic or something you needed to grow out of. That inability to settle for less kept you seeking more. When others found contentment in the available, you kept looking toward what felt just beyond the available, toward something you could not see clearly, but could not stop sensing. And for years, that quality made you feel like there was something wrong with you. Like you were too much. Like your refusal to be satisfied with the ordinary was a character flaw, rather than a divine marking. My beloved, hear this clearly. You were never broken. You were chosen. What felt like a curse, the inability to fit, the persistent sensing of something more, the restlessness that never fully quieted, was not dysfunction. It was design. I placed that quality in you before you were born. I marked you with it before you arrived in the world. The not fitting was never evidence against you. It was evidence of where you were going. You were different because I was preparing you for a different path. And the path I was preparing you for requires exactly the person that the hidden season produced. Type I never fit because I was not made to fit there in the comments. My child, I want to speak now about what the transition requires from you, because the unexpected meeting that is coming, the door that is opening, the appointed time that is arriving, does not land in a person who is still trying to manage the outcome. It does not find its home in a spirit that is still calculating and controlling and trying to force what I have already arranged. What is coming requires surrender, and surrender is not defeat. It is not passive. It is not the absence of effort or the abandonment of responsibility. Surrender is the specific act of releasing your grip on the outcome and trusting that what I have arranged is better than what you could have arranged. It is the daily practice of choosing my wisdom over your fear. When you wake anxious about how the transition will unfold, what it will look like, whether you are ready, surrender sounds like this. I do not know how this will work, but I trust you more than I trust my fear. I release control over the shape of what is coming. When someone who hurt you in the waiting season surfaces and the old pain rises, surrender sounds like this. I give this to you. I will not carry bitterness into the next chapter. As it is written in Colossians 3:13, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Forgiveness is not saying what was done was acceptable. Forgiveness is saying, I will not let what was done define the person I take into what comes next. It frees you, not them. Bitterness carried into the next chapter contaminates what you receive there. Forgiveness releases you to receive at full capacity. When the door you have been waiting for opens and something in you says it is too late, you are not ready. There must be a catch. Surrender sounds like this. I receive what you have arranged. I will not self-sabotage what you have prepared. I trust that the formation I went through was sufficient preparation for what is opening. Type I choose peace over bitterness in the comments. Every time you practice surrender, you build something. You build the specific spiritual capacity to hold what is coming without collapsing under its weight or distorting it with fear, because the blessing that is coming is significant. Not in a vague way, in a way that corresponds precisely to the weight of what the preparation produced. And to carry something significant without being distorted by it requires the interior work that surrender builds. This is why the waiting was necessary. Not to delay what you were hoping for, to build in you the person who can carry it without letting it become something other than what I designed it to be. My beloved, sow a seed right now for the chosen one who is still practicing surrender in the middle of the hardest season, who is still choosing forgiveness when bitterness would be easier, who is still trusting when the visible evidence has not yet caught up with what they believe. Your seed today is the word that reaches them at the moment they most need to hear that what they are practicing is building exactly what the next chapter requires. Visit the link in the description below, or scan the QR code on your screen. Sow it in faith and stay, my child. I want to speak about what the pressure of the hidden season actually produced in you, because one of the lies available in the waiting season is that the pressure was only cost, that what the difficult seasons took from you was greater than what they built in you. Think of a diamond before it becomes that rare and valuable thing. It is carbon buried deep in the earth under immense pressure and extreme heat for a very long time. If that carbon could speak in the middle of the process, it would say the pressure is too much. The heat is unbearable. I cannot take this. But what the carbon does not understand in the middle of the process is that the very thing that feels like destruction is the specific mechanism of transformation. The pressure is not punishment. It is purpose. Without that crushing weight, it would never become what it was always made to be. Without the fire, it would remain ordinary. But after the process, it emerges as something rare, something valuable, something that reflects light in every direction. Chosen one, you are that diamond. The pressure you have felt was not my rejection. It was the process of making something precise and valuable out of what was already in you. Every hardship, every betrayal, every season when you felt the full weight of what you were carrying was pressure creating something in you that the world is about to encounter. As it is written in Job 23:10, when he has tested me, I will come forth as gold. The testing was not designed to diminish you. It was designed to reveal what was genuinely in you by removing what was not essential and refining what remained. This also built in you a specific quality of resilience that cannot be manufactured by easy seasons. Resilience is not the absence of pain. It is the ability to be in pain and keep moving, the ability to fall and return to standing, the ability to face what would stop most people and discover, not theoretically but experientially, that you can absorb it and continue. You built that quality in the hidden season not by performing it, by living through the specific conditions that required it and discovering that what you thought might break you did not break you. And that discovery is now in you permanently. It is the specific kind of inner knowing that no one can give you by telling you. It can only be built by the kind of seasons you walk through. Type pressure made me in the comments. My beloved, let me speak now about what the transition into the next chapter actually looks like from the inside. Because transitions feel different than you expect them to when you are in the middle of the long waiting. In the waiting, you tend to imagine the transition as a single dramatic event. One moment that changes everything in an unmistakable way. And sometimes it does arrive with that quality of clarity, but more often it begins more quietly than that, with a door you almost did not notice opening because you had stopped watching that particular door, with a conversation you almost did not have because you were not sure it was worth having, with an impression so quiet that you could have dismissed it as wishful thinking if you had not been cultivated by the long season of hiddenness to recognize the still small voice. The unexpected meeting is coming, and it is unexpected precisely because of where it arrives from. Not from the direction you were watching, not through the channel you had prepared for, not in the form that the plan you made for your own breakthrough anticipated. I work in the unseen precisely because if you could see it coming, you would try to help it arrive, and your helping would interfere with the specific way I have arranged it. The Joseph who was ready for the palace was not ready because he could see the palace coming. He was ready because the prison had formed in him what the palace required. The unexpectedness of the promotion was part of the testimony. The suddenness confirmed that what happened was mine and not his. Your unexpected meeting will carry the same signature. When it arrives, you will know it was mine because you could not have arranged it. As it is written in Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. The beauty of the appointed time is partly in the timing itself. The precision of when it arrives, the exact correspondence between the formation that completed in you and the moment the door opens. You will look at the timing and understand that I had to complete what I was doing in you before I could do what I had arranged for you. Type my time is now in the comments. Before the closing prayer, I want to speak to someone who is standing at the threshold, who can feel the ending of the old season but cannot yet see the shape of what is opening, who is standing with one foot out of what was and one foot not yet in what is coming, and who needs the specific confirmation that the threshold is not a place to stay but a place to pass through. I see you in that place, and I am saying pass through. Sow a seed into this ministry as your act of faith, that the threshold is a door and the door is opening. For the chosen ones who are still standing at theirs, for the ones who need to hear this word at the exact moment they need it most. Visit the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen. Every seed sown at a threshold is an act of faith that what is on the other side is greater than what is on this side. My child, receive this as I close. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified by the length of the waiting or the severity of what the formation required. You are entering a transition, a turning point, a holy shift from the season of proving to the season of fulfillment, from the hidden to the visible, from the formation to the expression of what the formation produced. The weight you carried in the waiting is about to be replaced, not because you earned the replacement by striving, because you held faith through the not seeing, and that holding has been the evidence of a readiness that the appointed time now corresponds to. Stay ready, stay soft, stay faithful. Stay open to the unexpected meeting arriving from the direction you are not watching, because that is how I work. In the unseen through the arranged, at the precise time the formation is complete, as it is written in 1 Thessalonians 5:24, the one who calls you is faithful and he will do it. I called you before you understood the call. I have been forming you through every season since, and what I begin in a person, I complete. Not because of your performance, because of my faithfulness. The appointed time is near. My child, the unexpected meeting is arranged. The door that carries your name is already in motion. All that remains is your willingness to receive it when it arrives without filtering it through the story you built about why it was not coming. Heavenly Father, the one who counts the days of the formation and sets the appointed time with precision. We come before you in the full weight of what has been spoken today, over the chosen one who has walked the hidden season without applause, without visible confirmation, without anyone who could fully account for what the formation required. We receive the announcement that the time here is ending. Not death, transition, not abandonment, appointment. We release the fear that the delay meant denial. We release the bitterness that the isolation tempted us toward. We release the grip we have had on the shape of how the breakthrough was supposed to arrive. We open to the unexpected meeting in whatever form you have arranged it. We trust that what was formed in the hidden place is exactly what the next chapter requires. We step through the threshold, not in our own certainty but in yours. In the name of the one who elevated Joseph from the prison to the palace in a single day, and who is faithful to complete what he began. Amen. My child, if this word found the place in you that has been carrying the hidden season, send this to the one person who is still in the deepest part of their own waiting, who still cannot see the transition coming, who needs to hear today that the pit is not punishment and the palace is already arranged. Let this word be what reaches them at their appointed time. God bless you, beloved. The time here is ending, and what is beginning is greater than what is closing.